Good morning and welcome to day one of this 7-day morning yoga mini series. I am so excited that you are here today and ready to start your day off by taking care of yourself. Today's class is a 25-minute flow. We're going to be moving at a slower pace today, taking some time to mobilize the joints, get a deeper stretch in the legs, all while getting the entire body moving and ready for the day ahead. You'll need 2 blocks for class today, so go ahead and grab those and then come join me on the mat. We'll begin our class today in a child's pose. So take your knees nice and wide. You can bring your big toes to touch and walk your hands out in front of you. Allow your chest to sink down. Let your forehead meet the mat. Really stretch through the back side of your body. You can even roll your forehead back and forth here. So just taking a moment to arrive on your mat. Letting your torso sink down. Focusing your awareness on your breath. So as you inhale, let your belly fill and expand. And then as you exhale, let everything go. Just emptying the body. Take one more breath right here. And then go ahead and walk your hands all the way over to the right side. So off of the mat, stretching across the left side of the body, really lengthening. And then walk it back through center over to the left side. Big side body stretch, creating some space here. And then take it back to center. Begin to shift forward, come onto your hands and knees, shoulders on top of the wrists, knees underneath the hip bones. So take an inhale, pull your belly down, lift your heart, open through your chest. And then as you exhale, begin to round your spine, push the floor away. So keep moving here. Inhale, belly drops, heart opens, filling the body up with breath. And then as you exhale, rounding the spine, contracting. And you can start to incorporate other movements. You might look over your shoulder. Allow your shoulder and hip to connect a little bit. Maybe even start to circle your body. You can walk your hands forward just about one palm's width and take really big circles. So allowing your hips and shoulders to get involved in this movement, trying to find a full range of motion. Make sure that if you're circling, you switch directions. And then eventually come all the way back up into your tabletop. We're going to flip the palms, so externally rotate the thumbs, plant the hands down so the fingers are turning back to point toward the knees. And then just begin to rock here forward and back. So warming up the wrist. If it feels good, you can even take a round or two of cat-cow. Eventually come back to center, come back to neutral with your spine. You're going to flip your hands so the palms are facing up, the fingers are pointing toward each other, and the thumbs are pointing forward. And now you're just going to rock side to side. So really finding that mobility in the wrist. Eventually come back to center, take a seat back onto your heels, interlace all of your fingers, and then just start to roll your wrist around. So really big circles here, pressing the palms together, and then switch directions. Release that, shake it out. So really vigorously shake those hands out. And then take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, pull your knuckles down, lift the heart, open your chest, and tip your gaze back. Take a big inhale, big exhale. Go ahead and release what you have. Walk your hands out in front of you to your first downward facing dog. So begin to move around. So pedal your heels, shift the weight across your hips. You can circle your ankles here. So a lot of joint mobility today. Maybe bicycle the knees. And just waking your body up. Shaking out all those cobwebs. And then find some stillness. So let your heels drop. Take a deep breath in. Big exhale, let it go. And then begin to look forward. Take a walk all the way up to the front of your mat and find a flat back. So hands can touch at your shins or the floor. Just start to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, bend your knees, take opposite elbows, find ragdoll. So let your head get super heavy. Shake the head out, yes and no. And then come back to center, release your hands. Take an inhale, flat back again. Exhale to fold. Root down through your feet, rise all the way up. Palms press up overhead. And then release your hands all the way down to the sides. Inhale, stretch up. Take a little baby back bend. Heart opens. Exhale, fold from your hips. Hinge forward. Inhale, find a flat back. And then as you exhale, lower the fingertips down. Take the left foot all the way back. Drop your knee. Untuck your toes. The hips can press forward. You can take your hands at that front thigh as you reach your heart forward. And then begin to stretch your arms all the way up. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, drop the left hand down. Reach the right arm high. Take an inhale here. And then circle your hand around. So big arm circles. Just opening through your shoulder. Come all the way back up. Fingertips reach high. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the hand down, slide the hips back to lengthen the right leg. And then you can stay on your fingertips or grab your blocks under your hands. Either way, make sure the hips are lifted so you're not sitting on your heel. And then reach your chin down toward your shin. So if you're flexing your foot here, you're going to feel this more in the hamstrings. If you're pointing your toes down, you'll get a stretch in the front part of your shin. Now, either way is fine. You can go back and forth. They both can feel really nice. Full steady breath. Eventually plant the foot back down. And we're just going to take the fingertips down, step the back foot forward, find your flat back. Exhale, we're folding. Root down through your feet, rise all the way up, palms press, and hands release to the sides. Inhale, this time take a little baby back bend, a little bit deeper, open your heart. Exhale to fold. Inhale, find a flat back. Lower the fingertips, step the right foot back, drop the knee, untuck your toes, hips can press forward. Now again, take the hands at that front thigh, reach your heart up, and then the arms can follow. So extending through the fingertips, big stretch in your chest, big inhale. As you exhale, lower the right hand, sweep the left arm high, and then start to take those arm circles. So really big circles. Just opening up the shoulder. Come all the way back up. Extend through your fingertips. Inhale here. As you exhale, lower the hand down. Slide your hips back to lengthen the left leg and fold over the shin. Again, you can go back and forth, flexing or pointing your toes down. Either way is perfect. Just enjoy the stretch. Take one more breath here. And then go ahead and lower the left foot down, tuck your back toes under, step it forward, find your flat back. Exhale, we're folding. Root down, rise up, palms press. And hands release all the way to the sides. Inhale, reach up again. Take your little back bend, open your chest, and exhale, fold into it. Inhale, find your flat back, lengthen. Lower the hands, step back to a plank pose. Keep your core strong as you lower all the way down to the belly. From here, untuck your toes, take a baby cobra, so almost no pressure in the palms, just reaching your heart forward. Big inhale here. Exhale, begin to tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. So full inhales, full exhales. From here, take your big toes to touch at the back of your mat. Inhale, the right leg lifts, and then start to open through your hips. So just stacking the hip, roll around the knee, the hip, and the ankle. Come back and find a straight leg. Big breath in. Exhale, step it up in between your hands. Back heel spins down. Warrior two. So gaze drops over the right fingertips. Belly in, lengthen the spine. Big inhale here. As you exhale, flip the right hand, drop the left hand down at your thigh, and revolve your warrior. Reaching back through those fingertips. Come back and find warrior two. And just straighten out that front leg. Now you might step the left foot in a little bit if that feels good for your triangle. Either way, extend the right arm all the way over to the right side and lower the hand down any amount as you reach the left arm high. Now keep in mind, in our triangle, we want to find length in the spine, but we also want to find that rotation. So rotating the right ribs under and the left ribs back. Take a big inhale. Exhale, lower the left hand to the inside of the foot. Right hand's also going to come to the inside of the foot. Bend the right knee. We're going to walk the left foot back slightly for lizard pose. So reaching the heart and the hips forward. Now this is a great place to grab your blocks, placing them under your hands, or maybe coming down to your forearms. You can even lower the back knee and untuck the back toes. Either way, stretch your heart forward. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Now, if you have that back knee lifted, go ahead and drop it down. You're going to peel the big toe side of that right foot open, and then take the right hand at the right thigh, press the thigh away. And just rotating the chest toward the right side. If you want more, you don't have to. You can bend the left knee, reach back with the right hand, and grab hold of your foot as you draw the foot a little closer. Full steady breath. Release that foot all the way back. Let your hands come back to the mat. Tuck your back toes under. Step right into downward facing dog. Take a full cleansing breath on your own. Just sigh it out. Let it go. And then walk your big toes to touch. Inhale, left leg lifts. Open through your hips. Just again, stack your hips. Roll around the knee, the hip, and the ankle. Come back to find a straight leg. And then step it all the way up in between your hands. Back heel spins down. Open your arms. Warrior two. So remember, in our warrior two, we want the shoulders to be over the hips. Back heel is really grounded. And that front knee is moving open slightly, so we're not collapsing into the joint. Take an inhale here. Exhale, drop the right hand, revolve your warrior. Reaching back through your fingertips. And then come back into warrior two. Begin to straighten out the left leg, and you can step the right foot in a little bit. Reach across the left side and lower the hand down for your triangle. So any amount, it can come down into the shin or maybe your yoga toe grip, maybe a block. If it feels okay on your neck, you can look up toward the top hand. If that bothers your neck, just go ahead and drop your gaze. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower the right hand down to the inside of the foot. Bend the left knee, finding lizard pose. Walk your right foot back a little bit as you reach your heart and your hips forward. Again, feel free to grab your blocks. You can lower that back knee if that feels good, stretching through your hip flexor and your quad a little bit more. And then if the back knee is up, drop it down, turn the big toe side of that left foot open, Take the left hand on top of the thigh, roll it open, pull your chest toward the left side. Big breath in, big breath out. And then you can go deeper if you'd like, bending the right knee, catching your foot, and working that foot a little bit closer. And just find that rotation. Full, steady breath. Release your foot behind you. And then from here, tuck your back toes under. We're just stepping right back, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale, big exhale. Look forward. You're going to step or hop the feet to the outside of the hands, landing in your yogi squat, malasana. So hips are nice and low, hands come together in front of your heart. Find your blocks and sit on them if you feel like that's necessary. Either way, find a long spine. Big breath here. And then begin to reach your hands forward. See if you can slowly just lower your hips down. So remove those blocks if you have them. We're going to come all the way down into our reverse table pose. So hands are just going to come behind you. Toes are pointing forward. Feet are flat on the ground about hips width. Roll your chest open. Lift your heart. Push the floor away. And then tip your gaze back. So nice big stretch through the top of the shoulders. Big inhale. As you exhale, let your hips come down. Stretch your legs long out in front of you. Take an inhale, arms lift high. And exhale, we're folding. Slowly begin to lift back up and begin to take your feet together. So one round of our bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. Feet are nice and close to you. Take your thumbs at the balls of your feet, open them up like pages in a book, and then reach your heart forward. Elbows are going to pull back to your hips and then fold over. So trying to keep a nice long spine here. And then slowly lift back up. You're going to keep your feet together, but just take them out in front of you a few inches. And you're just going to end up with a wider shape here. All right, so a few options here. You can grab your block, either one or two blocks, and place them directly on the feet. The forehead is going to come down on top of the block, and then just allow your hands to come down. If you have more flexibility, you can allow your forehead to come all the way down to your feet and extend your arms long. So really you want to do what's comfortable for you, not just what you can do. So if you can reach your feet down, but it's not super comfortable, then don't do it. Grab your block. And remember, you can always improvise with a pillow or some books. But either way, just allow yourself to come down, rounding your spine here, and then letting your palms face up as you reach your hands forward. And just resting here, relaxing into it. Take another big breath wherever you are. And then slowly come back up. From here, just extend your legs, give them a little shake. And then you're going to find both of your blocks for our supported fish pose. So in our supported fish, first block is going to lower under the shoulder blades, all right, where they kind of stick out. And then the second block is going to be underneath your occipital ridge. So that's that bony ridge that kind of pops out across the back of your skull. So go ahead and lower down. You can take the first block to the lowest or the medium height. And then for the second block, just take it one notch higher. And allow your hands to drop down next to you. Palms can flip up. close your eyes here. Let your shoulders find some release. Let them become a little bit heavier. Let the back side of your body sink down into the floor. Take a big inhale. Exhale, let it go completely. Can take a few more big cleansing breaths, just sighing it out, finding some softness. Relaxing across your jaw, your forehead, the brow line. And then eventually we're going to remove those blocks and start to lower all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest, give them a nice big squeeze, rock a little bit left and right. And just send your knees over to the right side. Your gaze and your arm can fall to the left. If it feels better, you can cross your knees or extend a leg. Let your knees come back to center. They're going to drop to the left side. Gaze and arm can fall to the right. And then bring your knees back to center. You can give them one last really good hug. And then start to extend your legs long, finding a Shavasana. So scanning your body, noticing where you might still be holding onto tension. See if you can send some breath into those spaces. So quiet mind, quiet body, Shavasana. So begin to deepen your breath and start to send some movement back into your hands, your feet. You can stretch out, lengthen the spine, and then roll off to your side. Just cradling your knees in towards your chest, resting for another moment. And eventually pressing yourself all the way up, finding a comfortable and easy seat. Let your hands come to touch in front of your heart. Close your eyes. Just take a moment to thank yourself for choosing to practice, for choosing to show up and to honor yourself. And thank you so much for sharing your own practice with me. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for flowing with me today, friends. I hope you feel amazing and refreshed for the day ahead. If you haven't already listened to today's bonus affirmation video, go ahead and do that now. Today's affirmations are focused around abundance. This affirmation video is only 5 minutes long and will help you to reframe your thought patterns so you can begin to attract more abundance into your life today and every day. Have an amazing day, and I will see you on the mat tomorrow.